Thanks for staying with us. The Nigerian government has expressed its readiness to welcome any Nigerians deported from the United States. According to Abdurrahman Balogun, the Director of Media and Corporate Affairs of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, an interagency committee has been set up to handle the situation if large-scale deportations occur. The committee includes representatives from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, NIDCOM, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, and the Office of the National Security Advisor, NSA. Although NIDCOM is not aware of any current deportations, about 3,690 Nigerians are reportedly facing deportation under the Trump administration's crackdown on illegal immigration. The U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, or ICE as they call them, has been targeting non-citizens with final removal orders, with Mexico and El Salvador having the highest number. The NIDCOM spokesperson emphasized that while there is no official confirmation of mass deportations yet, preparations are in place to assist Nigerians who may be affected by the U.S. deportation policies. The ongoing deportation process in the U.S. may soon extend to Nigerians and other African immigrants. To discuss this with us this morning is Dr. Martin Morgan, a public affairs analyst, and we also are having on set Dr. Peter Piper, veteran journalist and broadcaster. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the program.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Nyamgul.
Okay, let me begin with...
Thank you, Nyamgul. Thanks for having me.
Let me begin with Dr. Morgan now. Over 3,000 Nigerians are... Well, I don't know if they're facing deportation because according to the report, there's not been any confirmation that they really are facing deportation. But should that happen, Nigerians or Nigerian government is preparing to welcome them back. Let's look at the Trump administration's immigration policy that is deporting people in the first place. What do you think about it and the implication of that on the African continent?
Well, once again, good morning. I think it's very clear. We should not start beating around the bush. Nigeria has been listed among those Nigerian citizens. The citizens have been listed among those that may likely be deported for illegal immigration, illegal processes, or illegal entry into the state. There are no two ways of mincing words about that. We need to just have our emergency preparedness and be proactive. And understand deportation is a legal act for a country has to remove, take away some people who are legally in the country, who have violated the immigration law. Is there? I get a little bit confused. People are confusing repatriation, deportation, and expulsion together. I listen to some of this media, they are missing all those. But this is a deportation. It's a legal act of removing certain citizens who have violated your immigration law from your country, and prior to doing that, there should also be that notification. I am very certain the Trump administration have done the notification. The post-process for deportation, there should be that notification to the countries of those who are going to be involved to inform them. And it is now left that by the time they fill their compilations of the list of those likely to be deported, there should be a verification. We have a Nigerian embassy, we have a council in US, one in Atlanta. I think they should be able to now be on ground to really ascertain what the process, because there's a pre-process and there's a post-process. So if you are not able to work out of that pre-process, then you should be able to understand that, yes, what is going to be the travel arrangement for those who are going to be involved in country to our country. And the country, Nigeria, we are bound to receive your citizens. You are bound by international to receive your citizens when they are once have been deported. It's a legal act. For Trump, that is his administration. This is his policy. He wants to clean the US. Let's forget about sentiment. That is why he was voted in, to clean the system and watch that. So he started by deporting the illegal, I don't want to use the word alien, immigrants that are already living in that state and committing a lot of atrocity, according to him. So it's a legal act. I don't see anything wrong. We are just trying to use sentiment here. So it's a policy of the country and they must go. So it's now left for Nigeria on the post-deportation process to also now receive this country, these people, and tell them, fine, this is what we are going to do. So it's very good that Nigerians are proactive. They get the Ministry of Humanitarian Foreign Affairs, MEDCOM, possibly the Red Cross or emergency agency to be on ground to receive those guys. And it's a very good approach. So let us be proactive. There are no missing words about that.
It's not a matter of sentiment. I don't know if we have an embassy that is working in the USA. I don't know if we have any ambassador anywhere in the world, because the present administration said they don't have enough money, even though the same person who said they don't have enough money to fund embassies outside Nigeria is saying that Nigeria has so much money the president can travel anywhere in the world that he wants and spend the money because we have it, which is very contradictory and insulting in some quarters. But my question actually was, let me now go to Dr. Piper. The question essentially was not on sentiments that he's deporting Nigerians, but what this portends for the African continent as it is, when our people are being asked to come back to our, even though they are illegal, or even if they are illegal or legal, they are being asked to come back. And these measures to enter the U.S. are more stringent now. What does this mean for the African continent? Dr. Piper now.
Let's look at the bright side of this. I would like to play the devil's advocate. The chicken is coming home to roost. Welcome them back home. What the hell are you doing outside as an illegal immigrant? Come back home. You know, this is it's going to be a wake-up call for all African leaders. And it's also going to be a wake-up call for young Africans who have this mindset that if things don't go well in my country, as they say in Nigeria, I will jackpot. So now when you begin to recognize that there is no place to jackpot to, when you begin to know that there is no country that is a safe haven or a paradise waiting to welcome you, perhaps your brain will calibrate itself and you'll begin to think about turning this beautiful continent that you have been given, this lovely country that you have, to turn it into the diaspora of your dream. I am 100% in support of what President Trump is doing. If I was Trump, I would deport both the legal and illegal immigrants. There's so much work to do at home. When I was growing up as a youth, there was this movement called negritude, where Africans, wherever they find themselves, were beginning to get conscious that we're not just black people, we are Africans, and that we have the richest continent in the world, and we should be coming back home. A lot of inspirational singers and artists sang about the beauty of coming home to Mama Africa. Well, since these people cannot come back home peacefully, they have been made to come back home. But coming home is coming home. So let's just begin to think of how we can welcome all of them back home and encourage other European nations to do the same, so we can have back our population of those who ran away in what they describe as Japa. That's my take on it, Nyamgul.
Okay. A lot of us buy that sentiment that, okay, if we're sent back home, we will come home to develop. But there's also a fear, that's a personal fear, that this very golden opportunity, because I call it a golden opportunity, may be overlooked by the government or may be exploited negatively by the government. The government is here begging people to stay. The government is here giving some measures like, okay, you are a doctor. When you finish, you must serve XYZ years before you leave. And so many other measures trying to keep people here. People still left. Now they are being brought home. They should in my opinion, be such a situation where people that are coming back home and the people who are already here will come and meet some policies that will make them have the confidence that, okay, when we stay back, things are going to be better. But it can be a matter of, as the Igbo man will say, "Nto, I told you not to go and then you have come back, so I'm going to suffer you. I'm going to make you suffer," and all that. So to avoid that, because now it's like as if you cannot go anywhere, no matter what we do, you cannot go anywhere. To avoid that, what are you expecting the government that is welcoming these people to put in place to make sure that people stay?
Well, I think like what Dr. Piper said, that he reminded us of the Senghor approach of negritude, which was also talking about the beauty of Africa. But now the issue here is a wake-up call. It's going to be a wake-up call on the leaders of Africa, those governing Africa currently, the 52 countries, those governing Africa today, to wake up and understand that, yes, there's a new revolution coming out. Because these people are coming back with a lot of mentality, a lot of experience. So the accountability that have been eschewed, that some of these African leaders were becoming that house boy for the Western countries, will not be the same again. Because there's going to be a very mass explosion of a revolution, internal revolution in terms of reactivating the governance, revolution in terms of thinking, revolution in terms of our infrastructure being put in place to work as what is being gotten in the diaspora. This is where the governance or those people in party should no longer play the political shenanigan and make things difficult. So most of the policy you are now invoking home should be people-oriented, should be best practice that is obtainable, because the pressure of these people coming home cannot be easily done. They need to be reintegrated. They need to have something working. That's why people are going away, because most people infrastructures are not working here. Then the doctors you mentioned, doctors are just one segment of the economy. There are other people, other area. Recently, we have more than 16,000 medical personnel out. So now they are coming back home. The same facility, our electricity and energy should start working. Those people responsible for that, they should stop wearing agbada and sharing money. This is going to be a process whereby we are bringing them. It's another revolution coming for the pre-independence movement. This is what is going to take place in Africa. Yeah, because people are coming with a lot of grievances, a lot of knowledge, a lot of what they have seen outside. You mentioned about the Nigerian embassies. The Nigerian embassy all over the world, they are the biggest buildings in terms of other African countries. But the question there is that when you go in and work in 36 countries, I'm telling you that most of those guys there are just there like traders. It's not very effective. But now it's going to be a wake-up call for everybody who is home or who is there. That's fine. We can do something. For me, it's a positive one. And I support Trump. Maybe Trump is going to wake us up, because he keep on saying that if other people have not built their own country, we look up. In those days, there used to be Andrew, don't check out.
Yeah.
That type of Andrew, don't check out. If you remember that slogan, this is where we have to come. So it's a new Africa that is coming in, because of Mr. Trump. I am in support of 101%, and I believe, because this is a deportation. The deportations are go and build your home. So every person is coming back to build his or her home, and that is where the African country will. Our political system will change. The mentality will change. It's not going to be that our institutions are no longer going to work. The institution will now be more reasonable than personalized institutions. This is what is going to happen. So as we are welcoming them, you should prepare for the antecedent and what will be the fallout of receiving these guys home. Because there are going to be a lot of what the French call bousculade, changes in a lot of things. Bousculade just a little thing that.
That's why I was saying that it should not be a case of it has happened to you, but it should be an advantage that we should take and make sure that we build this. When they come and find that welcoming atmosphere and a very conducive atmosphere, a lot of them, with the experience that both of you have talked about, these people having and coming home with it, they are going to just plow their energy, and things are going to work well. Even Nigeria deported about 828 illegal immigrants from Nigeria only in 2024. So it's a global thing. Every country no country wants an illegal immigrant in their country. They want people to come legally, do the business legally, or become citizens of that country legally. But now, the thing is, Dr. Piper, as these people come home, and we are all on the same page that it's a good policy, go back and develop your country and your continent. Have you seen any signs that after welcoming these people, there are things in Nigeria that will make these people stay? Because some of them, I can bet you, they will come into Nigeria, but if America is not accepting them, there may be other countries that they want to go. In fact, when you hear that Nigerians are still in Libya, Nigerians are in Sudan, you begin to wonder, what are you looking for in these countries that you can't have in Nigeria? But there's still that there. Do you see policies, or do you see the hope for a better Nigeria? Do you see a roadmap that is showing you that things will be good enough so that when these people come, and we here who are still in Nigeria, there is this evangelism that, okay, stay back and things will get better? Have you seen anything that gives you that kind of hope?
Let me just tell you point blank that what you have just described is an illusion, and I will hate to be delusional. They are coming back home to chaos. They are coming back home to suffer. And let me let you know that most of the ones coming back home are not really as innocent as you presume. The very first set of deportees are likely to be the guys disturbing them in the streets. You're likely to see lots of Nigerians with criminal elements. But one of the beautiful things you will notice, if eventually we are seeing this 3,000 something, I think there should be a lot more than that, is at least we're going to have a lot of people. Our streets will be populated with guys with an American accent. So I think that's going to be a very beautiful thing. At least if some of them will accept to go back home to their villages. So we're going to have people in remote areas speaking impeccable American accents. That's going to be beautiful. But let me just tell you, they're coming back home to chaos. They're coming back home to confusion. You're going to hear lots of rhetorics from the government. We're going to set this in place. They're going to do the normal things they do, read out a press statement, talk on television, and give you an impression of what they are going to do for the deportees, and you're not going to hear anything after that. I have come to that stage in my life where I no longer want to be deceived by the policies, because what we're seeing today is the attempts to deceive the already deceived into believing that this deceit is not a deception. So I think we have come to that a point of advanced deception, where we are now deceiving the deceived to believe that the deceit is not actually a deception. So I'm not painting any beautiful picture for you. They are going to come back home with heartbreak, and they are coming home to a place where we don't carry guns around here. They've seen a whole lot of violence. They're coming home to a place where we are a lot more tolerant, and well, that cannot be justified anyway, but they're coming home with a lot of anger bottled up within them. So it's not going to be beautiful. I would not lie to you. They're coming home to hell. Thank you, Nyamgul.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Morgan, yes.
Just to add to what Dr. Piper said, we are going to see a situation whereby in the macro optics, the macro optics of the situation home here will be that we are going to hear a lot of propaganda, limited resources. These are some of these things that will be issued out, rather what Dr. Piper said. And the social stigmatization, how do they get themselves, their psyche prepared to avoid that stigmatization from the third or the second person? People are coming back home, they don't even have where to stay. They don't have where to stay. They don't have homes again. They have sold, some of them will have sold their home. So all those areas will cause a lot of mental health issues. So there's going to be a lot of trauma, mental health management and counseling that the government needs to do at that moment to ensure that they are home dry and we are happy. So the reintegration difficulties should all be outlined. So we should not be we should not be insulated with some of these facts that we may come out from the macro system that we are welcoming them home. Because another thing there is that I hope this exercise will not be another pipeline for us to spend more money and the money is nowhere, where it becomes a situation where water everywhere, none to drink. So I don't think we are going to get to that point. But let us manage them and let them come first. But I like the emergency preparedness. I call it emergency preparedness or welcoming them. The state liaison officers in the various liaison offices in Abuja or Lagos and the rest who all convene the Nigerian Red Cross for medical because they're entitled to certain things. They're entitled to what we call FSM, food, shelter, medicals. So these are the basic things we need to get them for a given period, because these are people who were uprooted from their own system. They are coming back to get reintegrated into a Nigeria that had a vision from since 2000, that up to this moment we are not getting where we are. So just like what Dr. Piper said, we are coming to meet a lot of challenges, but then we should be able to now work on the psychic of this thing and ensure that people should not use it as an avenue of siphoning government money, making lean resources that is available.
Okay. Dr. Piper, your final word on this?
Well, I want to look at the bright side of it, you know, and I also want to encourage other European countries, the UK, Germany, Australia, to please do the same thing like Trump. Bring home our boys and girls, you know. When they took the Chibok girls, people went and were crying, bring back our girls, bring back our girls. I joined my hands together with other activists to say, please bring back our young boys and girls who erroneously jackbarred from their country. Let us re-jackbarize these people and bring them back home. That's my final take. And I'll be glad to see lots of these young guys speaking American English in the streets, you know, back home where they started to continue what they were doing before they made the erroneous choice of abandoning their homeland. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay, well, gentlemen, it's a great thing that someone has come that has the will to tell Africans, go back and develop your countries. And it's also a wake-up call for everybody, every nation, to make sure that their people are self-satisfied when they stay back home to do what they're supposed to do. We'd like to say thank you for your contributions, gentlemen, on the program today. Dr. Morgan and Dr. Piper, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we've been talking to Dr. Martin Morgan and Dr. Peter Piper, who is a journalist and broadcaster. We were looking at the fact that Nigerians are ready to welcome the people who might be deported from the United States of America if they went there illegally. But it goes beyond just bringing them back home. What is that cushion that is going to be given to these people as they land, and what are the things that are supposed to be put in place so that these people don't spend their whole time thinking about to jackbar once more to another place. This is a golden opportunity that our country could use and make sure that people stay here and build our country to greater heights. Well, we'll take a short break. When we return, PDP crisis is what we're going to be looking at as it deepens over national secretary positions. Stay with us.